What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness.
So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel.
So the hype for this upcoming Dubai Pro that is at its all-time peak at the moment, with just a few more days to go. And Rubiel aka Neckzilla, just dropped some bombshells of new physique updates. So this is exactly the reason why so many of us, we were eagerly waiting for him to step back on the stage, to come back to bodybuilding, because the mass and the freak factor that this guy brings, that is simply untouchable. That is probably one of the most freaky looking man in the entire bodybuilding history. Now, I get that these pictures and the updates, they were taken in that perfect lighting. But I must say, if Rubiel looks anything close to that on this upcoming Dubai Pro stage, the man is gonna be trouble for every single competitor out there doing this upcoming Dubai Pro. Great detail on that side leg, which we all know is a trademark of Rubiel, signaling that he's right on target. And if anyone out there thinks that it's just the magic lighting that is making Rubiel look this good and this awesome, well, just take a look at this comparison of him and Angel Calderon under that same light. And Angel, we all know, is one of the most hardest and the most conditioned guy in that entire 212 division, and the man always comes in ripped to the bone. So Rubiel looking this great next to a guy like Angel, that right there is a great sign that he's gonna look awesome in his comeback show after 1 year, which is happening in about 3 days time from now. Now we know this time Rubiel hasn't been the talk of the town for this upcoming Dubai Pro, because many of the fans out there, they were in a lot of doubt that this time finally he is actually gonna do this show, because Rubiel pulled out of so many shows last year, and that is from where all the doubt comes. But that being said, here the man is, just a few days out, going for one of the biggest shows of the year against some very tough competition. Now, this time he's working with that same coach who helped him win his pro card. And both these guys presented a super package at his pro debut at Prague Pro, and that is Francisco. The question right now is that, can both these guys bring their all-time best at this upcoming Dubai Pro? And are these the most impressive physique updates of Rubiel that we have seen so far? Do let me know what you guys think. Next up, we have the physique update from the reigning Dubai Pro champion, the Iranian phenomenon, Behrouz. So based on that geopolitical situation right now in the Middle East, the story with Behrouz, that is probably gonna be the same as the last 3 years, as much as it hurts to say. But it just doesn't seem like that he's gonna get the visa this time too. I mean, he's gonna win a bunch of shows again. He's gonna qualify for the Olympia one more time. But again, he's gonna miss out on the Olympia for the 4th year consecutively. Unless, of course, some kind of miracle happens, which I'm sure praying that it does. And that is why I have said this so many times, that a show like Dubai Pro, that is like Mr. Olympia for Behrouz. So he has competed against the likes of Samson Dauda, and that was back in 2023 in the post-Olympia tour at Prague Pro. But this year's Dubai Pro lineup, that is also very unique in its own way. We have a freak of nature like Rubiel in there, couple of veterans, William Bonac and Nathan Diesha, and a young and a very aspiring bodybuilder who is also a very aesthetic guy, and that is Tony Burton. Not to mention another amazing bodybuilder, Muhammad Fada. So Behrouz looking very impressive as always, and he's gonna have a few more days to dial it in 100% for this upcoming show. Now he was laser focused on defending this title since the start of this year, and with another great off-season in the books, he's supposed to look a lot more complete and a more balanced bodybuilder this time around compared to what he looked like last year and especially a couple of years back. Now the fact is he did bring up an unbalanced body part, and they were his legs. And based on the physique updates that Behrouz has posted, his overall flow, that is looking more streamlined. And honestly, in a lineup like this, where there is no top 5 Olympia competitor, that man is just way too good with that kind of size and those aesthetics, not to mention his insane conditioning. So the biggest rival of Behrouz, that again might very well be William Bonac, the guy whom nobody is talking about. But do let me know what did you guys think. Who's gonna be challenging Behrouz in your opinion? Good Vito checks in at 289 pounds, less than 17 weeks out, from this year's Miss Olympia, which is also gonna be his Olympia debut. Looking very lean for that kind of body weight and for this far out. So this is him about 6 to 7 weeks after finishing his prep. Now I know he wasn't able to do the Pittsburgh Pro, but he was prepping for it up until 10 days out, until the lat year happened. So after the reset and the recovery from that year, Good Vito's weight that jumped back up very fast, and the man is going through a mini off season right now before starting the Olympia prep for this year. Now, as impressive as Good Vito is in some shots, like the front double biceps, the abs and thigh, there are some very powerful poses where Good Vito still needs a lot of work. Like for instance most muscular. I'm not saying that is a bad pose for him, but the fact is he doesn't have the most round and 3D look in delts, and is also lacking the detail on the chest and the shoulders. So I think him and Derek, they are the same way when it comes to the most muscular shot. But Derek now has a lot more muscle in both those areas, and that same lack of detail in the chest and the shoulders that impacts Good Vito's side shots too. But that being said, we are just judging him based on his look from this past Arnold Brazil. He can come in maybe 5% sharper for this upcoming Miss Olympia and absolutely destroy his previous look. So this is without any shadow of a doubt the most anticipated Olympia debut that we're gonna see this year. Now Good Vito has the goods to crack top 10 or maybe even higher based on his extent of improvements. But do let me know, what do you guys think? How high can Good Vito place? So let's take a look at a few days old physique update of the guy who probably is the favorite to win this upcoming China Pro, and that is Presti. So Presti has such a great track record. He has done multiple shows every year, but he's never out of shape. So before last year's Mr. Olympia, he placed runner-up in 3 shows back to back. But for some reason, the judges marked him down very harshly in that post-Olympia tour in Prague and the Big Man weekend. And the only one thing that was again negative in regards to Presti, they were his legs and him not having enough balance top to bottom, because we know the man is simply so wide up top, and that is from where the disproportion comes in. So the thing is, we do not know how they are going to judge this new physique of Presti, as he has stood next to the likes of Michael Kriso, Hunter Labrada and Samson Dauda, and the man looked pretty damn good. Now as great as Presti's upper body is, I don't think that helps him unless he shows up with fuller legs and unless he shows up with some nasty kind of condition. So right now in these updates, he's again looking in that trademark conditioning of his, paper thin skin, tiny waist, deep abs, and the man is supposed to be very fresh, as this is gonna be his first show of the season. So this is a guy who had the privilege of stepping on the Olympia stage 3 times in his career. So he's gonna be the favorite to win this show. So looking at the most recent physique update from Michael Kriso, it can be argued that he could have easily done a few more weeks of dieting and won a show, or I'm gonna say maybe even 2, maybe lock his Olympia spot and then work on that back mobility, the same issue that he was facing at the New York Pro and the Pittsburgh Pro. Because think about it, he lost to a guy like the Mutant, Derek and William Bonac, and he would have been the favorite to win Cali Pro against Regan Grimes. And he probably would have won Toronto Pro as well, as Kriso did beat both Regan and Sazan Hirati at the New York Pro. So sadly, this is gonna be another year of Michael Kriso sitting out of the Olympia one more time, and that means a top 10 guy he's gonna be missing on the biggest bodybuilding stage. Now Kriso looks very motivated for this upcoming Prague Pro in that post-Olympia tour, and if he's able to win that show, he will set himself up very nicely for 2026 season, as he can dedicate an entire year for a full-blown off-season, focus on bringing up his lagging body parts, most importantly his back, and show up very undeniable for the Olympia next year. Now Kriso has some great body parts, like the arms, the biceps, the chest, and the shoulders. They are some of the best out there, very undeniable. But unfortunately, he has to do something about the width on his back. And I must say his waistline too. Those wide obliques, they ruin a lot of great poses for him. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.